This video will look at whether you should be writing license with a C or license with an S. Now, the first thing to say is that if you're American, then you should be writing it with an S. And this is because license with an S is the noun, but it's also the verb. Now, if you're British, life isn't that easy. That's because in British English, the C version is used for the noun, whereas the S version is reserved for the verb. So if you were to use the C version for the verb, as in this bottom example now, then that would be wrong. So the real question is, can you spot the difference between a noun and a verb? Well, here's a little trick to identify when you should be using license with a C or license with an S if you're British. Start by writing your sentence. Now we need to do a test to see whether that's the right version of license. Well, in your sentence, substitute the word authorization in. And if authorization sounds okay, then you want the C version. Now, this trick works because authorization is a noun, just like license with a C in British English. So now let's try it the other way round. Here's a little trick for spotting the S version of license, i.e. the verb. So write your sentence, and now we need a test to see whether that's the right version. So try and substitute the word authorization in again. But if you find yourself drawn to something else, like in this example, authorized, then you know you want the S version of licensed. And that's because you know it's not the noun. And if it isn't the noun, then it has to be derived from a verb. So here, authorized sounds okay. So that means that licensed with an S is okay. So in summary, Americans use license with an S. Do not worry about the C version. Brits use license with a C for the noun and license with an S for the verb. And if you're using the substitution method, then remember that authorization equals license with a C, whereas everything else derives from the verb and is license with an S. So British agent James Bond, he is licensed with an S to kill. He has a license with a C to kill. The top one the verb, the bottom one the noun. Whereas Captain America, he is licensed with an S to kill, and he has a license with an S to kill. Americans don't have to worry about the C version. Thanks for watching, and be sure to check out some of our other videos on grammarmonster.com. You'll also find us on Twitter and on Facebook.